Welcome everybody, this is the Black Flag Running Club. I'm your head coach, Aaron Adranya, and we are heading into week 16 of our half and full marathon training program. So this past weekend, some of us decided to do the Solana Beach to Oceanside train run. This is one of the longest runs of our entire program, and it's really interesting because not only is it the longest, but you only have one option, right? You have to make it the entire 16 miles back. There's no way to cut it short or any other options from there. So for those of you who did it, congratulations. Love to see everybody putting forth the best effort out there. One of the other things I wanted to call to everyone's attention is we start to see our overall temperature starting to increase. Having a really strong hydration plan related to that is going to make a world of difference on not only how well we do during our training runs, but also just how they generally feel. Hunger and hydration are definitely the two biggest factors to the suck factor on when those runs actually are taking place. So if you are not carrying water with you or hydrating regularly throughout the day, you're going to want to start to do that as we start to see these temperatures start to increase. They're only going to get hotter and hotter as the season wears on. Alright, so we also did for the last 2 weeks, we did the map challenge. So we encourage you to guys go out there, be creative, run some unique routes, post your heat maps up on social media, and then whoever had the most likes was going to win a free pair of Gooder sunglasses. Well, I'm happy to announce this is our winner. Congratulations, Manny. Looks like you did an awesome. I love this dinosaur. It's totally rad. And you know, if you look actually in the picture over on to the right here, you can tell there's a lot of energy and time that was put into planning out what this route was going to be. So, congratulations. I love seeing everybody put forth their best effort out there. And Manny, congratulations, as you were the winner of a free pair of Gooder sunglasses. You and I will connect later on how exactly we're going to get those to you. Alrighty, so we also have been doing happy hours these last few weeks. We're going to have a new set of games that we're going to introduce this coming week. So hopefully we'll see you this Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. The call-in information is going to be listed down in our weekly post, but please join us. Those of us that's been coming the last few weeks in a row, we're going to have some new games for you. If you guys have never been before, please come out. I think you'll have a good time. Alright, so happy hour will be this Tuesday at 7:30 using a Zoom call, and then you're going to want your device available, and you'll log into the games they're going to be playing using jackbox.tv. So initially we had a scavenger scheduled for this Tuesday, but obviously given that we are not able to run the normal places that we would typically like to go, and then also given we can't get together as a group, we're going to have to modify that a little bit. So we're going to do a modified version of a run that we've done in the past, but we're going to be starting from a new location in Little Italy. Now, I think we've only ran from this location once or twice in the past, so it still should be new and fresh, but we're going to be meeting at the main plaza there in Little Italy. From there, we'll head around the county administration building, out to the water, and then running along the outside edge. Now, we did this similar run starting from the county admin building, I think it was 2 weeks ago. So same general approach. We'll take a look at the map here a little bit so everyone's got a good idea about where they're going to be. All right, so now you know where you're going to be running. Now let's take a look at what we've got prescribed as far as the workout's concerned for this Tuesday. So let's start off by taking a look at the run walk program. We've got a new interval scheduled for you this Tuesday. We've got you set it out for a total of 60 to 70 minutes, time on your feet, and then your new interval is going to be listed as a 1-9 or 1-4. So 1 minute walking followed by 9 minutes of running, or 1 minute walking followed by 14 minutes of running. Now, the next workout for both the intermediate and the PR chasers is very similar to one another, meaning that you're going to start off with 2 easy miles to start off with. Then you're going to take your last remaining 4 to 5 miles up to a lactate threshold. So a total of 5 to 6 miles depending on which track that you're on. So really the idea is get your body nice and warm over those first 2 miles, and then you're going to be finishing off the last part of that run up to or right about what you're finding yourself race pace at. Now, the PR chasers, you have an alternative option where you do your entire 6 to 7 miles actually at your goal marathon pace for the entire run. So whichever you feel the most comfortable with, at the end of the day, both of these runs are going to have a little bit of extra effort behind them because, again, we're moving a little faster than we typically do. So with that, that's what we got planned for the rock and roll group. Next up, we have the Rock and Roll Restart group for both the run walkers and the intermediate group. So let's take a look at what we've got planned for you. So starting off with the run walkers, you guys have a new interval this week of 2:8 or 2:13. That's 2 minutes walking followed by 8 minutes of running, or 2 minutes of walking followed by 13 minutes of running. And you're going to be out there for a total of 60 minutes this Tuesday. Now for the intermediate group, I'm going to have you out there doing 5 to 6 miles, very similar to what we described in the prior rock and roll group, meaning that you're going to do 2 easy miles as a warm-up, and then you're going to be finishing off with 3 miles at lactate threshold, or if you want to do the 6 miles, obviously you'll do 2 miles easy and then bring it up to 4 miles at lactate threshold for a total of 6. And with that, that'll conclude what we've got scheduled for each one of the run groups. All right, so that's what we have planned for this Tuesday's run. So I also want to put just the thought in your head about what our plans are going to be for this Saturday. So typically this would have been our longest run of the entire season as we get ready for a full marathon that typically would be happening about 3 weeks from right now. So obviously the rock and roll full and half marathon has been postponed to later in fall. So what I've advised people to do is kind of adjust their mileage a little bit. Keep it kind of between that 18 mile range on our long runs on Saturday so that you keep your endurance generally up, but yet you're not going to run into some of the fatigue factors when we start getting into those 20-mile runs. So what does that mean for you? Now, if you have another race that you're training for and it's still going to be falling within a couple weeks of when rock and roll was originally scheduled for, well then you've got your longest run. I'll show you the map. We're going to be doing 20 to 22 miles this weekend. Everybody else, I'm going to be providing you with an alternative route that kind of has the outside big loop of Mission Bay. That one is going to be sitting between 14 to 16 depending on how much you add on in Fiesta Island. So more on that on Friday. All right, so that's everything for our Tuesday run. This Saturday, as I mentioned, we will be having one of our longest runs of the season, depending if you are running for the full marathon and it's a virtual race that hasn't been canceled yet. If you are pushing off your full marathon and it's going to be staying with the rock and roll schedule, so sometime in fall, again, whenever those dates actually come out, then I'm recommending that, again, you're going to be a little bit low in your mileage between that 16, 18 mile range. I think is going to be the most appropriate for you. We've got one more week at that before we'll have a recovery week, and then we'll be finishing up the season from there. So with that, more to come up on Friday as to what your options are for this very long run coming up. Outside of that, remember, stay connected, be safe, run strong, and we will see you guys on Friday morning with a new video with what we've got planned for that Saturday's run.